MLA in-text citations, Part 3. Now that we understand the difference between quoting, paraphrasing, and patch writing, and we know not to patch write, how do we make sure we're giving all the appropriate information for an in-text citation? What exactly goes in an in-text citation? The short answer is that an in-text citation includes whatever is the first piece of information in the corresponding works cited entry and then the page number of the quotation or paraphrased information. Most of the time, the first item in the works cited entry is the author, so that is what we use. However, sometimes this is not the case. If, for example, there was no author credited, then the works cited entry would start with a title. In that case, the in-text citation would give the title or the first word or two of it and the page number. So consider this example. Here, we have a short article written by John Smith in a book edited by Beth Jones. Smith is the author and his name comes first in the entry. The citation would look like this: Smith 53 in parentheses with no comma or P for page number or anything else. If we had the same source but no author, so that the source started with the title, then the citation would look like this. Notice how the title is formatted the same way in the in-text citation as it is in the works cited entry, in double quote marks, because it is a shorter piece that is a component of a larger work. Also note that you don't need to give the whole title, just the first word or two, enough to distinguish this source from any others on the works cited list. There are some exceptions, of course. Websites, for example, do not have page numbers, so in those cases you do not give a page number. Similarly, if you had two authors with the same last name, such as Smith, on your works cited list, then in the in-text citation you would need to use the full name to be clear about which one you meant. In cases of information that has already been given, MLA asks you to avoid repetition. This means that if you have already given a source's name in the sentence, do not repeat it in the in-text citation. So if you said, according to Smith, and then gave the quotation, you would not repeat Smith in the parentheses at the end of the quotation. Similarly, if you quote Smith once and then the next time you use a source, it is still Smith, you do not need to repeat his name. If this name is not indicated, then readers know that means the source is the same as the last one identified. In those cases, you would just have the page number in the parentheses. Finally, pay attention to punctuation. In short quotations, the period at the end of the quote or paraphrase goes after the closing parentheses. In long quotations, since block formatting is used, no quote marks are used. The period goes at the end of the quote, and then the in-text parenthetical citation appears. I know there are a lot of rules here, and I don't expect you to memorize and remember them all. Instead, I expect you to get a basic idea and to use your handbook or other resources like Google when in doubt. I'm happy to answer questions too, but please consult your Easy Writer handbook first. Just like you need to look up the meaning of a word to make sure you're using it right, you need to get into the habit of looking up citation questions. If you can't find the info in the handbook, I do have a full MLA handbook and I'm happy to answer questions, but give it your best shot at finding an answer before you email me or come visit me about it.